Before we continue the video, I want to let everyone know that everything you see here today and see is not financial advice or trading advice of any kind. It is just merely for entertainment, comedic, and educational purposes only. Bear in mind, I eat red crayons for breakfast, and you should too, but if you do, you may get a tummy ache, so eat them at your own discretion. I am not responsible for any consequences you would have by listening to anything you see in this video. I hope you guys learned something and enjoy your time here on our chart room and the rest of this channel. Thank you very much, guys. Good afternoon, team. Today may be one of our most important videos yet. We're going to be talking about XRP in just a moment, but I need to, as promised, go over some charts that I have been promising to give. So if you're wanting to go right to the XRP stuff, you can just fast forward just a little bit, but we're just going to cover a few price maps per request. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go over ZIL. Okay, so this ZIL map is from August 10th, 2021, and these were the lines that I had put for ZIL, $1.04, 0.99. These were significant points that we had, and now we're going to fast forward to today's chart. Okay, guys, here is ZIL for August 17th, 2021, and we can see a few things happened when we actually came to that high target mark of 1043. We can see that price came up to that line pretty accurately. And what had happened, the principle of the hard close, which I teach you guys when we hard close on those lines, be careful because the next bar is a down bar. So if this is a one daily chart, that means this is a daily chart. So that means each one of these candles is one day. That means the very next candle was a down day. And we can see that. But it wasn't enough to stop the trend. And so we did come up. And now what is happening? Well, that line was never really resolved. Price kind of just penetrated right through that. So with this daily candle closing in 40 minutes, I wouldn't be surprised if price hard closed right on this line. So be aware of that, because if price hard closes on that line, then that means the next price is going to be going up. Okay, and that looks good because we already got this arc. And then to get a good bounce, we need to go up and come down to get that nice curve. Okay, that's why, and if you don't know about that, you can watch my video entitled Why I Love and Need Arcs, which is like all about the curves on price and how that is very important for higher prices to be sustained. Okay, so that's something you should be aware of. Let's take a look at the 4 hour, see if we can see anything significant. No, you can just see price closing on here, hard closing on the 4 hour with this long single candle bar. Nothing in particular. Some of these, we should be watching this volume on here. This one is one of the more finicky ones, but I still believe we're still going up to $1.54 in this run. Okay, especially if we're able to get this bounce here, we can be looking up to go to that level as the next target. But as you'll see, I actually believe the markets in general are going to be going up. Maybe not so much Bitcoin right now, but soon it's possible. Okay. So that's ZIL. Also, these price maps will be able to be found in our membership section on Patreon. So go ahead and click on the link in the description on Patreon, jsong_7. That's patreon.com/jsong_7. You can join for as little as $1, or you can just give what's in your heart, or give what you feel it's worth. And you can give, there's some people who give a $200, and there's some people who give as little as $1. So, I'm mostly concerned about getting this information to you, and I really appreciate all the new Patreon members. We got so many members last night. It was just blowing my mind, and so I'm grateful that you guys are joining and enjoying this content. You can see these member exclusive charts along with some other charts that I posted this morning. I posted XLM, XDC, I posted Algo, and now I will be posting these screenshots of ZIL. Sometimes I have my commentary, but sometimes I'm just drawing arrows because that is the most efficient for people of all nationalities, because I'm also getting people from around the world who don't speak very good English, and they try to tell me, hey, don't speak so much good English. Me no speak the good English. And I can understand that because I know what it's like to live in a foreign country and not speak their language and have to learn. So basically, you follow these white arrows to where I'm pointing, and those will be what I think is good next prices. So I'll leave that like that. Sometimes I'll show you this. This means the arc when I see that arc, and we'll do that. So I'm expecting some big things coming out very soon. Let's give you another one. Now there is something here on the 1 hour chart. If you were to draw from the wicks to here, the core areas, we're seeing this formation here. But the reason I'm not drawing it so much is because it is a little bit finicky. And when I mean finicky, I mean the candles are so, they don't look natural. Not to me. They look blocky, they look all over the place. They should look smooth, they should be telling a story. But this kind of just looks like it's like, to me, this is what it looks like. And that's not how natural price should look. Um, because when you have them like that, it makes it very hard to use this type of analysis. And usually it just means that that coin is weak or not as traded. And when it's weak like that, I don't overtrade it. So you rather go to the time frames that do make sense, okay, which is like the daily chart. These are how natural. See how the candles look more like they're more natural. They tell a story. They look more solid and cohesive. So when you see that, I kind of just don't bother with those time frames that tell that type of story, and just keep looking on the time frame that does tell the story. In this example, it's the daily chart, and on the daily chart, we're still headed north up here, okay, to that level. At least that's what I can calculate. The membership site will look something like this. It'll have my symbol in the upper left-hand corner, and you'll be able to see all the posts. So you can see my recent posts, and you're going to see my charts. Some people call them signals, but remember, this is not trading advice or financial advice of any kind. So we got Algo, we got XDC, we got XLM, XRP, Dogecoin. We just had a video of Dogecoin just yesterday, or Shiba. We had a video of Shiba, and then I posted Dogecoin as well for everyone. And then a video that me and Melody posted last night. It was very interesting, but this is a public video. Most of my videos will be public, but this week I will be primarily focused on XRP. All right, everyone, and don't forget to join us on our community room at Jasong's community room. It's going to be the link on all of my charts, pictures that I have, and the link is in the description below. And we have approximately 461 members right now. It looks like 61 people are online at the moment, and you can join that group. Community, friends, charts, crypto, stocks, learning price, public chats, spiritual encouragement. People are often putting scriptures, XRP maps, and others for fun, and not financial advice. Never financial advice, never trading advice. You can oftentimes catch me in the chat a few times a day, and whatever you do, you just if you cannot afford membership to my site, you can also just join the community room on Telegram app. The Telegram app is free to download, and you can still get my my XRP updates. When I post updates for XRP, I put them on there, and sometimes I'll also put a few other coins. But the other coins you're really looking for those notifications, if you're wanting them, or those price maps, it's going to be on my Patreon page. But remember, everyone gets free XRP updates on this site right here on Telegram. So go ahead and join us at the community room, and they'll take good care of you guys. All right, let's look at Theta. So what do I see with Theta? Well, I'm glad you asked. I see some things. I see a bit of things here. Okay, so the first things I see is that we have been in an uptrend for quite a while, but then we started a very special segment. So we did start a retracement. On Theta, one of the things I see was this parabolic here. And when we cut that price, it was time for price to come down. So if we were to draw the sword cut, we draw it about right there, where price cut. Now this is, you can be really exact if you wanted to by actually taking the curve tool and putting it on there, but you can also just take my word. But if you're just learning how to do this, where the curve is balanced, that would be there. And then we would draw at the pain point here, and then into the future, when we come to that pain point, it would activate. Okay, so that's that part. So we kind of knew that there was some resistance levels coming in, and because we were already penetrating that point, it wasn't as strong as we thought. So that means that it wasn't going to go straight down, but it was still going to have, some. So when we actually swung below on Theta and came up to that level, we came down, but we didn't stay down for long because it wasn't really that good of a setup. Okay, so that was one of the first things I saw. Some of the other things I saw on Theta was the sword cut on Theta itself. So if we were to see this one's a little bit tricky, but this is what my eyes see. And I'm going to get it for you, okay? So if I were to take these points here, and I were to come to the cores of this area, you can see some major points where price is clearly touching. And that's where you want to draw. Now, with the cores, you with the parabolics, you can draw. You don't have to just draw from core to core. You can draw wick to wick because you're getting the essence of price. So we have a wick here, a core here, a wick here, a core here, a wick here. But if you were to connect all of those points, it gives you that. And it's very accurate in hindsight. So what do? You draw the cut. And so since we already have a cut here, what I'll do is I'll just clone that out and we'll draw this at the cut. Okay, and it's going to be a very powerful cut if price ever comes to this line. So we're going to keep that out in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys the price flag for that. So you have that price. If you're watching from home, you can just remember this is the range. That's the buy range. That is going to be a very powerful range. If price ever came down and it came down to that level and we had a bounce, we're going to go. I mean, we're going to go, absolutely go. So that's really good. However, with parabolic cuts, there's another rule that applies. With parabolic cuts, often price immediately starts the reversal process. Like, for example, look at this. When we had the parabolic cut here, price almost already started going down from that day on. And then when we had the parabolic cut here, once price passed it, we automatically started going up. So you guys got to remember that those sword cuts work, but with parabolics, it's a lot quicker. So you got to watch for when those things happen. There's a couple other things we can watch for. Once we have some of these bottoms, we can start calculating some of them. So let's draw here. This is going to be a, we can draw these, and what I'm drawing is the core of the bottom of that, the lowest one, the core, which is really the red one, but if you're being very accurate, there we go. It's pretty accurate. It's pretty close. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to just make that a little bit longer, and then we're going to phantom it out. So we take our tool, we're going to duplicate it, and then we're going to draw the phantom. Oh, this is on logarithmic. Let's turn it to regular so you can draw this a little bit better. So you can draw this along with me on a regular price chart, and then we're going to take this and we're going to come to the highest point. It's not that one. It's actually that one, because that's the highest point. That was the card close. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to see that, and we're going to see when price is trying to fight through that line. Now, what did we see? Well, I want to now take this, and we can draw this two ways. I'm going to turn back on logarithmic to get a more correct view of this, because this is the correct proportional skew. However, the line is now off. So what you do is you make the angle parallel with this angle. Now, if you draw that parallel, that gives us a very different story now, doesn't it? That's not exactly parallel. Let's try again. About right there. That's about parallel. And you can know because when you change the view, it should still look, they should still look parallel. And it still looks parallel. So there we go. So now we have the more accurate view of price. Now, if there was another support that comes in, guess where it's at? You guessed it, it's right there. And so then we draw the sword cut there, because that's where the phantom cut price. And what do you know? Lo and behold, another support point. So these are some things you can draw too for price. Why would I not draw these ones? Because I wouldn't draw these ones here. Now you could draw the tops from here to here and connect those and draw them out if you want as a support. And that gives us even more evidence that there is support in this area, because now all of this range is basically complete, okay? Because their story's been told already. So all of that range is now one segment, and then now we're about to tell another story, waiting for new supports to show up. So supports can show up here, they can show up here, they can show up here, and they can show up as a resistance here because of that's basically the angles for these. But I'm not going to draw all of those, not right now. If you were taking a target, right now for Theta, it's looking really, really good because this is really healthy. What I would take is I would do a simple projection, which is basically to take that line, and then you take that same line and you bring it, oh gosh. Let's take that same line, the length of that line, and we're going to draw that into the future. This one I'm going to have to eyeball because this type of view skews price. But basically, these are about the same price. These are about the same lines. So we're looking conservatively for a price of approximately here, $30, $29, Theta. And then we can actually have that pretty conservatively. And the reason I'm saying that is because if you look at the previous run, it's basically ABC repeated. So we're actually taking this run. Now there was a major stoppage right here. Okay, so that was a good. This is a daily chart, so that was maybe about a month worth of stops. So now that we have the retracement, we can come back up and repeat that again. So that's going to give us around $29. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw a basic line, and we can always update this later as we start doing some more in-depth analysis. But I'm going to give you guys that as and we're going to just put that in red so you kind of know that it should be something to look out for. And what we're going to do also with that is I'm going to take the screenshot and send it to you guys on the maps. So for today's video, you can have these prices at your leisure. Make sense? Okay, now for the part of the show that you guys all been waiting for, XRP. I need you guys to be aware that this is a very, very strong week. Big things are happening, and you need to be aware that this week there's a high chance the settlement could be announced, and it could be tomorrow, and it could be on the 23rd. There's a meeting that's been happening today, but we most likely won't hear about it until tomorrow, and it could be in the morning. It could be, but you need to just be aware that XRP is going to have a big pump. Now, again, this is not activation. This is not when XRP goes to the moon, and this is not the crash. That is going to happen, and I do expect it's still going to happen. I do expect that's going to happen around October-ish. And some prophetic words we heard in our, that were sent to me privately was that it's around October-ish. And then it was really interesting because I was watching the Fireside Grace Prophet Robin, the pastor there, and he was also talking about his crypto video. He posted a video, I believe it was today, specifically about cryptocurrency, and he said that XRP was going to do well, and he said a few things, and he also said that we're looking around October for those big crashes. And then I want you guys just to remember, I have a lot more stuff I want to talk to you guys about, but I'm not going to do it in this video. But I just, because we have a little bit of time. But what I want you guys to do is I want you to be ready, because there's a video you need to watch, and I put a link to this video in the last 2 videos I recorded. So if you haven't watched it yet, you need to watch it. But it's by the prophetess Sharon, or so I think Sharon. I'm not sure, but you guys need to see that video, because such a humble woman. And one day she saw I had a dream about XRP, and I've been posting my videos about my dream about XRP. Just one day I woke up and I was like, you know what? I need to post this dream. And I don't really do that. It's been a while since I had posted on YouTube, and I just went on recorded a video, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna upload it to YouTube. And I did, because I had a dream and I had a vision about a crash and a dream about XRP delivery. And then lo and behold, I wasn't the only one dreaming about XRP, and people started talking about it on a website. Thank you very much, Leland. I appreciate your donation. Thank you for joining. And we had a dream about people are having dreams about XRP, and I didn't know. And there was a woman of God, and she started talking about dreams that she was having of XRP on her channel and her show, and she started talking about me and the dream that I had. And so people came from her channel called the Now Daily Bread channel. And so this video, I'm serious, guys, it's a very important video that I think everyone needs to watch. And I'm going to post the link, and it says, I think it says like warning XRP, and you are warning something, but the link to it is going to be at the end of this video. So click on it, or just fast forward to the end and watch that video, because she talks about what it's like to be basically left behind when we all experience the biggest crypto boom. And she talks about some things that the Lord was trying to show her, and dreams people were sending to her. Now we now have a segment on our show where we're actually posting a video called XRP Dreams, where people are sending us dreams, and people are sending us collections of dreams as well that they're gathering, and we're just reading them here on the channel. And people are sending me emails, and sometimes they're small comments, sometimes they're big comments, but they're all usually dreams of XRP, and I want to share more of those in a collection. I'm building the collection number 4, which I'll be releasing soon. But I want you guys to know that it's all coming together. And I'm starting to really understand my place in all of this for this season. The dream that the vision when I was on the platform I was on this platform on the water. I just thought it was like a helicopter landing pad without the H. But it was a platform in the middle of the ocean looking upon the biggest crash. And everyone was swimming towards me, casting their lots with me. And I was looking upon all the swimmers. They weren't swimming for their lives. They were swimming to save their possessions from this biggest crash. And many of them were swimming, a lot of them, not all of them, but a big majority of people from this crash were swimming over to me and throwing their luggages on my boat, or the boat that I was on. It was like a big yacht that was behind me. And they were just throwing their like they were like trying to get on board, but they were first trying to cast their luggages with me. They were all putting their luggages where I was standing, and I was standing on this platform. When I had that dream, being on YouTube was the last thing I would have thought about. I wanted to be on YouTube one day, maybe like 3 or 4 years in the future, but for they're very different purposes and more creative purposes. But because I have this skill, I started sharing my charts. More people started asking about my charts, so I started sharing and typing all these synopsis. And eventually, I decided, let's just make a video so I can explain what's going on. And people started watching, and people started subscribing. People started showing up. One person I really trusted was telling me, "Hey, if you should make a donation site where people can join and get your notifications or things like that." And so I did it for Patreon, and now everyone who doesn't just have Telegram, anyone can join for just $1 and just get notifications about XRP or get XRP notifications for free. And then people started asking about other cryptos and other stocks and things, and I'm able to, because I know how to read charts and chart them out, and I have a very secret method I never wanted to reveal to the public, but now I'm at. And now we have a lot of people. We just hit 1,300 subscribers, and I'm just so humbled. But I realize that platform now is the platform like YouTube, or a platform like Telegram, or a platform like Patreon, where people are just saying, "Wow, I don't know how to do these things." And I'm telling you guys, Lady Queen on her channel, she's telling you people how to open an account. She's talking about how to do the things to move to buy Bitcoin, not Bitcoin, gosh, to buy cryptocurrencies, to buy. She's going over some of those things, and then she had me on her channel. And then Prophet Sheridan, she's talking about her stuff, talking about me on her channel, and I'm like, wow. And she mentioned me on her last video, and I'm really grateful, guys. But I want to let you know, maybe all of this is for a purpose, because maybe some of you guys should be watching and pay attention. So when she talks about putting a limit order, you need to pay attention to what she's saying. Now I'm gonna do my best to be there with you guys when all of this happens. But I think we're gonna be able to make some profit in the meantime. But there's going to come a point when I'm just going to take some profit and get my limit order in, and that's it. And we're going to practice with some limit orders, and maybe we'll practice when we get to 12, going back down to a little bit. Maybe we'll be able to do that live when we get to $12 XRP, which I think we're going to hit, guys. And when we hit that, maybe we'll do some limit order practices there for you guys. But I want you guys, everyone here. I know some of you guys don't know nothing about no computers, nothing. As I always say, you don't know nothing about nothing. So you want to practice, guys, whether they're charting and moving money and your cryptos, because you need to watch that video of her. So after you're done here, watch that video. And this is why I said this is going to be one of my most important videos, because of what's going to be happening anytime today to tomorrow. We have 7 minutes left in this daily candle, guys. Look where we're on. What is that? Guys, 7 minutes to go on a daily chart, and we're about to hard close. I am telling you guys, that looks phenomenal. What is this line? That line is the weekly chart, guys. If you've been watching my stuff, if you've been watching my videos, that is all of that. The power behind all of that is now broken. All of that push price down here, that gain price and push price down, now price is up and now about to sit on that. This is a solid, strong structure. And it all comes down to what? 7 minutes, 6 minutes and 51 seconds. Now I want you to tell me, what is this pattern? It already looks like a curve, but guys, it gets even better. Look at the 4-hour chart. What is this? If you've been watching my videos, you know I told you, I said I want to get that curve. Now there was a few places we wanted to get it, but then the next day I found this long up curve. This is the parabolic, and that price, if this parabolic, as long as this parabolic is balanced, which I think it is, I think price is going to bounce on that line. And now there's another thing that happened at that line. So we got the phantom, this blue line here. Price is sitting on it. So now you have three things. This is a 3-time intersection. When we have those 3-time intersections with the hard close, price usually reverses at those points. So we have the parabolic, 1. We have the weekly chart, 2. We have the phantom chart, 3. And then we have what? A hard close. Guys, wake up and smell the crayons. This looks good. This is very, very good. I know people are talking in the chat like, oh my gosh, I'm panicking. Oh my gosh, I'm getting scared. Guys, we needed, I told you, we want this curve. So once we hit those certain targets, we need to be able to come back down and find rest if we were going to be going through these next segments. And what are those next segments? This, all of that chap, all of this, price has to beat. And all of this, 2 areas. Where are we at? We're about to push through all of it. That's what I think. That's what I think. And one of the the money making maneuvers they have to do is to scare people out. Now let's look at, is there any more evidence for all of this, or is this just a bunch of hooey, fashui, phony baloney? My name is Mahoney. Is there any more? Let's take a look. 4 minutes, 20 seconds. And I'll be happy with that close. After that, even if price closes through, I won't care because we got the hard close on there. 4 minutes. Live, before your eyes, recorded in time. August 17th. Here we go. Oh, see how the date at the top, it says 9:41 a.m.? That's not correct. I don't know. Every time I plug in my iPad, that's what it does. That's not the right time. The time is right here on this live chart. 3 minutes 40. Well, let's see if it has the time. Military time. 13 something. August 17th. That's what? That's only 1 p.m. 9 a.m. I don't know. Oh, I need to go to the 1 hour chart so you can see. See, 16 p.m. That's like 4 p.m. So there you go, guys. There you go. Now, let's look. What do we see on the daily chart with this? Look at this volume. Look at this volume compared to the other volumes for the past. I mean, we were here for months, all of June, and the volume was like nothing. We get these big spikes back into this area with this volume. So the volume's getting back up to levels that can really, really move price. But is it selling volume? Is it selling? Is it? Well, let's take a look. We had ultra high volume on an up bar, and the next bar was a doji, which also means there was a lot of selling at that area, which makes sense. Okay. The next bar was a down bar on higher volume, and the next bar was a higher volume bar on that. Now, normally that would be a negative, but you got to ask yourself, why? Why now do we have all this ultra high volume right on top of this? Why didn't we have that ultra high volume selling before we pushed through? Why didn't we have ultra high volume here if this was really selling? Why didn't we do this? Why didn't we curve there if we were just going to come back down? No, we waited to curve until we pushed through so that they can take all the money from all the sellers at that area. And so there's a lot of sellers, and they're scooping up XRP at good prices. That's what's really happening. 1 minute, 17 seconds. Let's find out what happens next. Look at the 4 hour chart on volume, and let's see if it tells us a different story. Look at the truth. We hit no demand here at that high price up there. And then we started falling. And then we had a very high up bar on selling. And then we had, but the next candle down was right above that wick. and there was almost no demand for that candle. So we finally got the bears got their prayers answered here. But who was a bear? Where was all the bears at the party? There was no bears to the party. And then finally, when we actually do get the high volume, it was on the wick. You see that wick up here, the dotted line? That's how I draw it, the wick area. And see how we came down and then the volume just boom. So what does that tell you? The buyers, there was buy orders, massive buy orders on that candle. And the buy orders have to happen on a red down bar. Got it? Now the next candle was also massive too, and we pushed up. And then the next down bar, we started seeing volume slowly going down until finally we actually came down and actually did hard close below the wick. We closed below the wick area, and look at the volume again. Nobody wanted lower prices, guys. Nobody wanted lower prices at these. So then what happens is they finally do a final test, and look what happens: massive down bar, massive volume, and now we just closed. So now if price comes up and we have high volume and it's a white bar, that's basically the go symbol. Or basically when we see a few condos are now rising volume, then we know that all of the selling was most likely not just selling at all. The real truth is revealed once more candles are shown, because once we get the up bar on higher volume and that closes, that's confirmation that you know that buying came into the market. But I already know enough because this is already playing out. We have a lot of reasons why we're at a dead stop. So why would we have a massive volume now? Well, because we are having to accumulate into that selling. They push prices down to those levels to let markets know what is really happening and to let other big players know. So what did we do? We basically, this is pretty accurate. We hard closed. This is pretty close because it's an angle. Look at that. So, friends, I think it's time to get ready. I think it's really time to get ready, because if I was trading this, which I am, but if I wasn't already in XRP, I wouldn't be looking at this like it's weak. Like I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, what's the downside? I have 3 defenders protecting this area, actually 4, and price is up here. So it's like I hate skydiving. I'm never gonna skydive, but if I did, I'd want a giant safety net, like 20 nets below me, because when I have those nets, then I'm gonna be more successful. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna leave you all with this and get this video out to you today, so you have these numbers and you can see, because we got the hard close, guys. It's pretty accurate. It's pretty darn close for a 4-hour chart, and very accurate for the daily chart. That is, I don't know how close you want to be on that line, but we're on that line. So it's up to you guys what you're going to do, but I'm letting you know tomorrow is a big day. And I think up until the 23rd, around Tuesday, is a big day. And I think if it's me, I think these are good prices. Everyone should pray about what they're going to do with their own money. Okay, that's fine. Because this is not financial advice of any kind, but I'm letting you know what I see. I wanted that arc, and the last time I told you guys that I wanted that was there. Remember when I told you guys I want the arc? I want a nice curve at those support levels. And remember I was telling you guys how we had all those support levels, and I had phantoms and the price pushed up, and then I read the volume to you guys, and I told you we're right there, and I'm like, guys, and I made a bunch of videos about it. And then, everyone's micro trading because they're like, oh, it didn't move. It's a daily chart. I said, guys, you have to use patience. These setups are good, but they take days. Okay. I'm letting you know. This is this. Okay. The charts look fantastic. Okay. I don't say that lightly. If price goes through right now, I wouldn't even panic, because it's most likely a shakeout, fake out if we do. Now, if we close below that on a daily chart, then I'd be looking, okay, well, maybe when we come back here, because price gave a lot of effort to make this happen. There was a lot of things that had to happen to make this happen, and now it's happened. So now that it's happened, do you think they're just going to give that up so easy? No, it's a setup. Markets do what they do on purpose, and they find a balance and they find harmony. So guys, whatever you want to do with your XRP, That's completely up to you guys. You should pray about it. Maybe you should pray about it. Me, I like this trade. I really like it, and I'm in. I'm in. I'm already in. And if I wasn't already in, I'd be in. And that's just me. I can never guarantee. If price goes below that price right now, it would most likely be a shakeout, fake out. If it closed below it, then that'd be another story. Okay, if it closed below it, then we'd be looking for something else. But Price put a lot of effort into making that happen, that setup happen, and it doesn't fight three intersecting points for no reason. I often talk about intersecting points in the group, and I have for a while. And when I see those type of intersecting points, when there's three of them, it's good. It looks really good. It's what I want for Price. I wouldn't ask for something better. I really wouldn't, and I'll be happy if we get lower than that. Discount, because I don't think you're going to be able to stay below that, because that's a very solid point. And when price comes and hits that point exactly like a magnetic point, just be watching. Be watching. I think this is the week. And if there was no news at all, you're still going to see some high prices. But if the news were to release after today, is the time to release it, because the charts are set up. After today, the charts are set up. This is the time that I'd want it to happen. Okay, guys. With this, I'm gonna close with some prayer. Okay, guys. Lord Jesus, help us to know exactly what we're to do during these seasons. Lord, I think this is a very pivotal time during this season of a cryptocurrency, and there's going to be a lot of things that need to happen in the world. But before all of those things happen, I believe you want to put wealth in the hands of your people. And you're going to use these moments, God, as a launching platform. God, you're going to launch people out. Some people are going to be able to even quit their jobs, Lord. Some people are going to be able to go into ministry. And I pray that you would help them through these times. But also, Lord, for those who are taking the biggest risk with their lives, may the biggest risk that they really take is in the risk they take for you, for ministry. Like, I hear people going to foreign countries to start ministries, and leaving their families and leaving their money, leaving their wealth, their jobs, their security behind. There are people who are leaving their comfort to go to strange places. And I pray that you would be with those people and bless them indeed. I know many of them who they are. Many of those missionaries and evangelists. Some of the ministries that just went in full time, Lord. I know that you're going to have, like Prophet Robin, he posted that they went full time into the ministry not so long ago, Lord. And I had told people on one of my videos, Lord, that they needed to support him. And many people who've been following me are going to step into some major wealth coming soon. And I pray that you would send those people his way. I pray that you would guide the people on where they should be giving their money. I pray that you would lead them, Lord, to take care of the poor, the orphans, the fatherless, the widow, and the ministries all over the world. I pray that you would just guide them as they step into a new realm of abundant wealth, Lord, where they don't have to worry about money. And then also pray, Lord, that money never grips their hearts. God, let money never, never, never grip our hearts. Money will make a terrible master, but Lord, it makes a great servant. So if you can always help us to keep our focus on you and keep the money out of our hearts, let us make you our treasure. For you said, store up treasures, not on earth, where moth and rust destroy, but store up your treasures in heaven. Lord, you said, where your heart is, there your treasure is also. So Lord, let us step and put our faith and trust in you. Let us make you and the heavenly things our treasure. It is so easy to become corrupted by money. It is so easy to become distracted by money. Lord, break the spirit of greed. There are people who are over trading, who are following me, who are over trading based on just greed. And many of them cannot quiet their minds, not even for a moment. There are many people who have been losing sleep in the crypto world. Lord, give them peace. There are many people who either need this information, guide them here to this video or to others. And Lord, help people to stop being so reckless with their trades. Let us all start being more following you. And you gave us many help, Lord. You gave us many ministers and prophetic words, Lord, and you gave us those kinds of things. So please help the people to have peace as we move through these times. Let us learn the things we need to learn, yes, but we need peace. And so, Lord, right now, I feel the spirit of peace is coming. I feel the spirit of peace coming over me, and as I'm praying these words, and I want you guys to just receive that peace. In Jesus' name, receive the peace. Peace. Lord, forgive them. Lord, forgive them. Some of them have been very reckless with their resources. Lord, even some of them have not even been tithing their tithe to you. Please forgive them. Lord, they're calling to you with their finances, God. They're asking for help. There are people here who are asking for help. And it's almost like I can hear your voices. You're calling, like saying, Lord, I'm in such a mess. Please help me. Lord, help them. God, there are some people who are crying here. I can sense it in the spirit. I can almost hear you guys' cries. There's some women who are crying because you guys have been so bound and don't know what to do about money. There's so many people who don't even know how to put food on the table. Even in America, these rich nation, God, the cost of living is so expensive sometimes that people don't just have enough money for the food. And yet we look so rich, God. We're in a society that's been, run by credit and debt. Deliver us, Father. Deliver us from Egypt. Lord, send us out of Egypt. And send us out with a shout. Look upon your children, for you love them. Thank you, Lord. Give them your fire. Thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Friends, thank you for praying with me tonight. I think some of you need that peace. You just have no peace when it comes to cryptocurrency and trading. And I'm kind of there with you. When I was young and I was trading Forex, I didn't know how to balance my mind. I didn't know how to find a rest for the markets, and I couldn't find any answers. I don't have that problem anymore. I can rest. And I want you guys to rest. Some of you should not be over trading. Just get in position and just keep that position. Just hold. Just wait. Don't worry about anything. Just grab some popcorn if you have to, but we have to crash eventually, and then we'll go. But the Lord will give us time, and that's the peace I feel, and that's an answer to a prayer that I've been asking. Lord, will you give us time? I believe the Lord's going to give us time, and I believe He's going to give you some time to get into some positions, but also get some profit along the way. We'll do our best here on this channel. As often as I can, maybe post a video a few times a week. But I'll be doing those screenshots. Again, my XRP stuff is free, so you don't have to worry about all the other coins and stuff. But keep your eyes on the Lord. Keep your eyes on the Lord. Seek first the kingdom of God, and all the rest will be added unto you. Amen. Friends, I'll see you next time. Take care.